Who do we got with us today?
This is Timothy. I'm from South County.
Tell us about yourself, Mr.
I've
Timothy.
been homeless now for about 90 days. Me and my girlfriend. Originally, what's pushed us to this is obviously our own, vices. Everybody's got vices, whether it be alcohol, drugs, women, cars, money. Everybody's got vices. Unfortunately, our vices pushed us to this point, and now we've dug ourselves in a hole and we're trying to get out of it.
What kind of household did you come from, Mr. Timothy?
Loving household, mom and dad together, brother, loving family, Grew up wonderful in South County, a nice district, and just a wholesome family, There was always food on the table, silver spoon, never had to worry about nothing, never.
What schools did you go to?
Went to Oakville High School. Public school, nice public school.
What are some of the things that your parents taught you growing up that you carry with you to this day?
The difference between right and wrong, the difference between love and hate, racism, just knowing who you are, being who you are, and not selling that for anything, being under control.
Coming from South County and now in the city, how has that transition been?
Tremendously different. I used to use the city as an scapegoat to go get high. I used to use this place as, I'm coming here to get high, that's all it is to me, and I'm mobbing out, I'm going back to my little comfort zone in South County, and that's what it is. So I always used it for that, and I never thought that I would be living in it, with it, So for me to change to that aspect, it's a lot different.
What's your perspective now that you have to live in it? Like, what's changed as far as your perspective when you were just using it to escape from reality and then go back to South County, but now that you're kind of in it?
Hearing the stories that these dudes around here really grew up with nothing. These dudes didn't grow up with their father, they didn't grow up with their mother, they grew up with their father in prison, people getting shot every day, their homies dying, them being with a gun in their hand, with a bag of dope, automatically early on in life, not having food on the table, scrounging for that because mom's a crackhead or dad's a heroin addict, So hearing their stories and them telling how they hustle and the reason why they hustle is much different, and it's brought that kind of, very, very together.
Did you graduate high school?
No, I did not.
Where did life take you after you left school?
Prison, because I started drugs very, very early on.
Who introduced you to that?
Kids that were hanging out with a little bit older, kids that have already experienced this. So I was already hanging out with 2-3 years older than me, so I just automatically went with what they went with, and they were already doing drugs. So
how did it start from the party aspect and go to something more serious where it led you down that road to prison?
I felt something that I've never felt before in my life, and I felt something that my family has never given me, or a relationship has never given me, and I felt that never would, and I just held on to that feeling, and I just kept going and going and going, and I'm just chasing a ghost ever since.
Have you had any jobs in your lifetime?
A couple. I've probably worked maybe a total of, let's add it all up, oh my God, 6 months in the last 15 years.
Why is that, Mr. Timothy?
Either A, because I'm in prison all the time, or B, because I'm sticking a needle in my arm to get high.
Have you ever tried to get clean?
Yes, I have.
How long were you clean?
I was actually clean for 1.5 years in Illinois penitentiary.
What was the plan before you got out as opposed to the plan once you got out from prison?
The plan was finding something that I actually loved, and to try to show that love, and to try to have love and happiness in my life, and to try to give myself to the world instead of taking. I just take. That was my personality. Take, fuck it, That was my personality, I never gave 2 fucks about anybody else, or what they felt. So I wanted to give myself to somebody, I wanted to be selfless instead of selfish for once.
What are some of the things that you've experienced out here on the streets that you never thought you would have experienced?
Like the other day, I had to shit in a planter's pot because nobody would let me use the bathroom. Because they automatically looked at me as homeless. I've now slept on the ground for 5 straight days. I can barely even fucking feel my back,
What is the sentiment towards the public? Well, the public sentiment towards perceived unhoused people. How do they treat you guys?
See, it's weird because in this section where we're at in this just happens to be, they actually look at me as like I'm an outsider. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, you must be getting high, or there must be a motive, or you must not be serious, or you're not really homeless, or something like that is being, you know what I mean, at play here, versus me actually being homeless. So yeah, I'm not even actually really even being looked at homeless, other than these dirty fingers. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying, like, when you try to access these businesses to use their bathroom or to get a drink of water, how do they treat you?
Oh, it's automatically no. There's no even question. There's not even thought. It's just no.
Is it kind of like a reverse racism?
Yeah. It's a different feeling.
What do you think should be done differently, or do you think things should be put in place to help protect the people who are unhoused and who might have to be out on the streets for a temporary amount of time?
I mean, let's actually give a shit in the community. I mean, not just look at the circumstance, but let's actually like have a like not just a set standard, but let's go and actually do our jobs. You know what I mean? Like, I've never worked, but there's people that actually go out and work. Okay, let's not fake that. If they're gonna go out and work, then let's work. If you're gonna be a social worker, then let's be a social worker. Let's not have a nasty attitude and come to work. You know what I mean? Because you're 60 years old, you're trying to grab your pension in 5 fucking years. You know what I mean? So you're just gonna be nasty. You know what I mean? No, you're at a job. There's actually people that need help. You know what I mean? So I would say people actually give a shit a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Is it okay that as your family reached out to you, can you reach out to your family?
That's over with. Yeah, that's over with. I've made the choices in my life that that's over with.
So now that you've made that choice, moving forward, what's the plan?
Creating my own family. You know what I mean? And starting somewhere new.
Do you have children?
No.
You ever been married?
No.
Would you like to be?
Oh, I'm about to be. I was supposed to be already, but some things have, you know what I mean?
What led
transpired.
to your current situation that you're going through right now? Like, what was the series of events?
I'm be honest. I got out thinking that I could do a drug that was hit in the city that I had no idea. You know what I mean? I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and I started doing it, and now it's consumed me to the point that I can't get away. You know what I mean? I can't get away, so much so that it's got its grips in my back that if I don't have it, I'm literally puking, throwing up, all that, you know what I mean? And I don't even know what I've done to myself. You know what I mean?
Has the drugs changed on the street?
Yeah, tremendously. Just in the last 5 to 10 years.
For the worse, correct?
Yes, yeah. It's not even about getting high anymore. It's about who's gonna make the most money. These dope dealers want to sell the dope. That's all they give a fuck about.
Have you seen a lot of people overdose?
Yep. But I've seen that in the past.
Are you not afraid of overdosing using these drugs?
No, yeah, no. I see. I like getting high. I don't like dying. You know what I mean? So I actually don't like seeing that. You know what I mean?
How about your friends? You have any friends?
I don't have nobody in my life. So.
If you can go back and talk to a young Mr. Tim, knowing what you know today, you could flip back the pages in your book. What would you tell him? What would you warn him about? What would you advise him?
You give a shit. Don't be a selfish little bastard.
Would you say that's how you grew up?
Yeah, just didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Silver spoon, just you know what I mean? Rebellious, stubborn.
Entitled.
Yeah.
And what is the downfall or downside to being entitled, in your opinion?
You don't see nothing out here. You just see this tunnel vision. You see what you only want to see. You don't see nothing else.
Is there any way you can be reached? Do you have any social media? Do you have any cash apps? Do you have any ways that people want to reach out and share resources with you that you can be reached?
No.
Or that you can be contacted?
Nope.
Okay. So, in closing, if there's anything that you want to say about anything that you haven't said anything about, now's the time you could say it to get it off your chest, and we can close it on out.
Well, it's like what, like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm fucking starving my ass off. You know what I mean? I haven't eaten in fucking 2-3 days. You know what I mean? I've been trying to get this monkey off my back. You know what I mean? For 6-7 days now. I'm actually trying to give a shit about something else in my life right now as we speak, and I'm just trying to get something to eat and drink, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not doing too good. You're 30 pounds underweight.
We appreciate you, Mr. Tim, and we thank you for taking time out to speak with us, and thank you so much, man. We wish you the best.